Magitura Adam, and this is another installment of our reviews. So this is day 18 through 22 review of our modest mansion build here in the Gambia. Thank you guys. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for liking, and thank you for subscribing as well. The channel has been growing, so we appreciate it because every comment, every like, and we make sure to respond to everyone just helps the algorithm. But we've been getting a lot of great questions, a lot of inquiries, people, contacting us about building. We've actually broke ground on our next building project. It's in Mamuda in this area. So very soon you guys will see videos on that too as well. But thank you guys, for being a part of this modest mansion movement here in the Gambia in West Africa. Because it's really about showing the world that we can do it, showing the world that you can have a modest mansion, you can have a tiny home here, whether it's Senegal, Ghana, Nigeria, anywhere here in Africa, you can do it. So, without any more waiting, let's get to the review. Okay, so here you see the guys are mixing the cement and the sand together. So we make our own blocks. We have our own mold, 4-inch mold, 4.5-inch mold, 5-inch mold to make our different size blocks. So we make sure that we make the blocks on site. And a lot of people ask us, is it better to purchase the blocks or is it better to make your own blocks? And my personal experience is better to make your own blocks because you can directly see what the mixture is, how much they're using. You can test the blocks. There's a lot more that comes into that. Also, if you purchase the blocks, you got to think about transportation costs. You got to think about the cost of paying the crew to load and offload the blocks. So it's a lot more costs that go into buying the blocks and risk rather than making the blocks yourself. So you see, we have basically it's a system, right? You have the individuals that mix the first batch of sand and cement, and then you take that over, you add the water to it just so it doesn't stay moist for too long or dry for too long, because you want it to be the proper consistency so the bricks themselves, they all come together. Because you really want hard bricks, and we've seen situations here where the bricks, you can see the sand exposure, or you can pinch them and they're crumbling, off. So you definitely got to be very consistent with your mixture for the cement and for your blocks. Oh yeah, you see it's hot out there now. It definitely, this is winter time that we're in, but compared to anywhere else, it feels like summer. That's for sure. Okay, so you see how it was wet at that point. So we got to make sure that we keep turning it, keep turning it, keep turning it. So when we set it out, as you see there, the darker bricks, those are more moist because those are the newer ones. And the ones that are lighter, they've already cured for a day. Those are the ones that we made the previous day. So you see here, we end up making around 300, between 300 and 400 bricks. Now that back wall there, that's up 10 courses, right? So that's 10 course, and then we're going to put up a belt right above that 10 courses, and then go up another 3 levels, 3 course, and then put another belt. We're going to start wrapping that belt. You see we got the pillars already standing, so we need to add rings to them and put some more cement inside. You see at this point, most of the pillars are in. Some of the pillars are not in yet. That's because, of course, as we go up, we want to make sure that the wall has stability. So we went up, I think about 6 to 10 courses first, and then we put a pillar in place. And it may be the wall was without a pillar maybe for a day or two, because you don't want to leave your walls without pillars. Strong wind comes, you never know. Things can unsettle. The building is still settling slightly at this point, and so you don't want the wall to collapse. So you want your pillars to be in there. As you see here, our head mason, Kendi, he's actually making a pillar. Now, that job that he's doing, that's an iron bending job. So mason and iron benders, they're different. They're separate. You got to pay a separate price for each one of those things. But if you have individuals that have those skills, because people have worked many jobs here, then you can have that job done on site. You can have that job done without having to wait and call somebody and outsource and stuff like that. So it's important to have people that are skilled under your workforce. You see that pillar right there sticking out of the wall going up. And where that top part is there, that's 10 cores. So we're going to put another belt around that entire area. I know you say you want a small window right here, but we're going to close this up a little bit, add some more bricks to make it a smaller window like the kitchen window. See the bathroom window back there? You see here, when you're making the pillars, it's very interesting because you think that, okay, well, how are you going to get this through, or you can't really move it once it's set. But these pillars are designed in a way to where they're flexible, one, and then you can actually take certain parts of them off to fit different pieces through. And then you can just tighten it back up and, it won't be an issue. Because sometimes, of course, you make a pillar, it might be too long. Sometimes you make it might be too short. So you got to figure out how to make sure that they come together the proper way. Like you see here, that outside piece is not going through. So he's taking one of the clamps off. He's taking one of the support clamps off that goes down the middle of the pillar, so he can actually open it up or tighten it the way he needs it to go through. Now, this is another important thing, because you saw how he was putting the grout, fixing that in between the bricks. And so when you're doing that, you got to be very careful, because you can leave air pockets in there, and those air pockets can chip off over time and cause you to have water damage and things like that. So you got to make sure that you're really pressing it in there, getting all the air pockets out and smoothing it over correctly. That leads to a build that lasts longer. And as you see there, that's the next belt. So you see here, Kendi, he's making more of those brackets, more of those middle braces that go in the center of the pillar. And so you see just a wooden post with some iron on it, and he takes a tool and he bends them. You just bend it until you have a square, a rectangle, and that's what you use to support the pillars. Unstoppable. Known all over the Gambia. And once it's in place, it's strong. Like, the pillars can stand up, and you'll see it later videos, but we'll have the pillar just in the slab of the ground, just coming out, and it's very sturdy. It'll stand up through the wind, whatever. It's not something that's just waving. It's very, very strong. Now you see here, this is the head mason's assistant, Sekou. He is using the tool to level, make sure that it's straight, make sure that it's level. And so, like I say, multiple times, we have different tools that we use. It's mostly manual here, of course. It's mostly manual here, but we have different tools that we do use to make sure that things are straight, things are level, the right length, things are even. So, and we'll, of course, there'll be more tools added over time. You see here, this is like a bird's eye view of them starting to frame the belts that they've been putting on top of that 10 course. You guys might have caught this in the shorts. This is one of the music sessions that the guys have sometimes, just relaxing or taking a break. You can't work 24/7 through the sun. But it's cultural music, it's Mandinka cultural music that's been here for hundreds and hundreds and maybe even thousands of years. But that just shows you it's such a rich culture that we don't really understand or know, but it's a part of all of us. So as you see here, the framing from the bird's eye view, it was just this part that was done, but they're putting up that back area there in the closet. But this is 10 course, and you have that belt going along the top of it. And that belt that's going along the top of it is being framed so we can pour cement into it. And that cement is what's going to really take the most structural support. It's going to give the most structural support to the building, and it takes the most load as far as weight goes. Thank you guys for watching. You know, any questions, please like, comment, subscribe below. You know, thank everybody for all the good comments. You know, we haven't really had any bad comments, but I feel like that this is something that's growing here. So there's going to be people that don't like what you're doing. There's going to be people that love it. So that's just life. But thank you guys for contacting us as well. You know, email us at Vigesbusinessgroup@gmail.com. And also you can call us on WhatsApp. That's +220-416-7048. Thank you.